tome of beauty on road with a dark prancing horse on it. Yes, it's none other than Ferrari. Welcome to yet another exciting episode of Crazy Wheels with me, Pratibha. ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ ക്രേസി വീൽസിൽ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത് ഫെറാറിൻ്റെ GTC4Lusso മോഡലാണ്. പക്ഷേ ഫെറാറി എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ നമ്മുടെ എല്ലാവരുടെയും മനസ്സിൽ ആദ്യം വരുന്നത് അതിൻ്റെ ലോഗോ ആണ്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് വെരി ഡിസ്റ്റിങ്വിഷിംഗ്. വൺ പ്രാൻസിംഗ് ഹോഴ്സ്. നൗ ദിസ് ഹാസ് എ ഹിസ്റ്ററി ബിഹൈൻഡ് ഇറ്റ്. This was actually a part of a fighter plane in World War I. And the captain then decided to gift this logo, which was a part of the fighter plane, to the owner of Ferrari, and it was considered that it was for good luck. Apparently it turned out to be true when he incorporated it into his such a famous car model. Ferrari Lusso is more a lifestyle car than a sports car, but the combination of lifestyle car with the sports car feature is something which makes it very unique. ഇതിൻ്റെ പ്രത്യേകത എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ്സ് എ ഹാച്ച് ബാക്ക് കാർ. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എ സക്സസർ ടു ദി ഫെറാറി FF മോഡൽ, ആൻഡ് ബിക്കോസ് ഓഫ് വിച്ച് യു ഹാവ് എ ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് ബൂട്ട് സ്പേസ് ആസ് വെൽ യു ഗെറ്റ് എ ഗുഡ് പെർഫോമൻസ് ഓഫ് എ പ്രോപ്പർ ഫെറാറി കാർ. And it doesn't attract attention when you're going like on road, you don't get people coming and asking what do you do for your living and all those things. But if you are a performance driven person, you will enjoy driving this car because it's got all the features of a Ferrari, yet it is a very day-to-day lifestyle kind of a car. So now we get to the main part of the car, which is the engine. So the engine, if I have to talk about the engine, it's a V12 engine with a 6.3 liter capacity. And if you see the engine, if you Ferrari, this is red color. This is a very signature feature in their all engines. All the engines are painted red. And if you see the whole designing of this whole engine, it is really beautiful. And this is what Ferrari is known for. It's known for its detailed and more stylish kind of stylizing in every part of the car. And that can be even seen in the engine, and that's the most beautiful part of this car. This particular model has got a 7-speed dual clutch transmission with a 690 horsepower and 697 torque, which makes it a very powerful car, which is almost a sports car model, but yet you have a lifestyle car which you can take it out every day. As I've been stressing, Ferrari always gives a lot of detailing into its styling, like in sense it makes it very elegant and stylish, unlike others which is very edgy. But this Ferrari always makes sure they give it a very classy, elegant look to the cars, and this can be seen even in their lighting. If you can see the shape of the headlights, it's pretty elegant and moves into the whole design of the car. And if I have to tell about the lighting, it's daytime lighting, which is common in most of the cars, and it's all LED lights. And if I go forward, there is a single grille out here. This is now the one which provides all the necessary cooling for the car. So this is a single grille option out here, which is more a sports car feature. And if you see the whole hood of the car, this is another particular feature of this car. It's pretty long compared to the other cars. Now this can be slightly a negative feature while driving, because you will not be able to judge the distance, and it can be tricky, but it adds to the beauty of the whole car. That's what Ferrari is known for. So this particular model has a 4-wheel steering system. So basically it's a 4-wheel drive. If I have to get into the details of the wheel, as you know that all the wheels, everything in this particular model can be customized. So this is a 20-inch alloy wheel, and this also can be customized as per your requirement. But the most interesting feature is you have another customized feature in the wheel, which is a brake caliper. If you see the yellow color out here, the brake caliper. Now this is something which you can add as per your request, and the fun part is you can choose any color you want, and now that makes this a very cool, edgy car. So what you see here is the air vents. Now this is used for the balance of the car, and it's there on either sides of the car. So this is also actually designed in a very nice, subtle way, not too overpowering, making it look like a typical sports car. And if I get to the whole design of the car, this is so elegantly designed with that subtle look, yet a powerful and very strong Ferrari kind of signature style. And if I have to get into the handle, so there's a small feature out here, as you can see. I know this would not be like something which everybody would do on a day-to-day basis, but this old school key, this old school key, just in case you kind of, your battery is low and you cannot use your automatic keys, you can always use the old school key. So that is hidden inside this particular handle, so that there's no flaw in the complete flow of the design. That's so, so nicely thought through and done that you don't actually feel the whole, there's a complete flow in the complete design, just in case you have a small hole out here and that will look like a little bizarre. So it's so well thought through and so well done. In this particular model also you have a frameless glass. This is a common feature in most of the high-end cars, but there are a lot more to explore inside. So let's just get to the interiors and explore more. So finally I got my hands on one of the most super cool steering I've ever seen. So this steering is really very compact, and the best feature of it is it's got these carbon fibers on it. So this carbon fiber is basically added on to reduce the weight. Idinte weight korkkan venditana ee carbon fibers ullathu. And poduve idoru it's not a round shape steering. It's more like, it's got a round and then it's got a like straight cut out here. So you feel like something like a racing car. You get that kind of a feel. And everything is in your fingertips. Like you have the indicators, you have the highlights and low beam, high beam, everything on this one. And idinte oru valare pratheka oru feature nu parayunnu this indicator, because sadharana ellarkum indicator ee side koodi, you have the habit of putting it from the side, but here you have it on your thumb, so you can click on the thumb. Either if you're used to always, pinnalinnu indicator idunna sheelandacha, you can always have the finger option. So you have a finger option as well as you have a thumb option. This is a really nice cool feature in it. And apart from that, one of the most unique feature is you've got all your modes, like you have different modes of driving. That's all embedded on your steering itself. So basically you don't have to take your hands off from the steering. Like everything is on the steering. You have a wet mode, you have a comfort mode, you have a sport mode. So if you want to change your modes, you can just do it right with just a fingertip away. You just have to keep nodding it and changing whichever mode you want. And you have got everything. You've got a phone, you've got Bluetooth, you've got everything. And a more special feature is you've got your start and stop engine. Like you can switch on your engine from the steering. There you go, see? Just a click away. As you know, it's Ferrari and obviously it has a sports nature to it. So this one, as I told before, is a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. So you have the pedal shifts right behind the steering. So the right side is up and the left side is down. So you can increase your speed with this right side up and decrease it with left side down. Apart from it, you have this beautiful, very beautiful, very well crafted headboard out here, like with the tachometer on your center, and then with the navigation on your, you can actually choose whether you want navigation, you want phone mode, whatever mode you want, you can choose it on your right side. And on your left side it shows all the detailing, whether the door is closed, door is open, which wheels are running, and all the other details are shown on the left side. Apart from that, you have a very nice 8-inch screen, touch screen infotainment system, which has all the details on it. You have radio, you have even your climate control is all from this touch screen. You can touch and you can figure out which you want it, low, high, air condition, everything is from this touch screen. It's just a touch away. If you don't like the touch part, you can always have the keys right behind this infotainment system, where you can go for the traditional switching on your AC, switching off your AC as well. So the second switch is the parking sensor switch. So when you switch it on, when you tap it on, you see the screen. On the screen it shows a spectrum of where the parking sensors are placed in this particular car. എവിടെയൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടോ അതൊക്കെ ക്ലിയർ ആയി കാണിക്കും ആ സെഗ്മെൻറ്റ്. പിന്നെ അത് പോരാത്തത് വളരെ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് ആയ വേറെ ഒരു ഫീച്ചർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നതും, യു ഹാവ്, ആസ് യു നോ, ഗ്രൗണ്ട് ക്ലിയറൻസ് ഭയങ്കര കുറവാണ് ഈ മാതിരി ഈ kind of sports model kind of vandigalake. The ground clearance is very low. So just if you put in this wet mode and then you press on this button, you can actually see the car lifts up. Just our ground clearance onnu korchu pongan, like to get a better ground clearance, it just lifts up, and it's so smoothly done that when you're sitting here you don't even feel that actually the front portion is like lifting up. That's like very cool feature, I feel. As I told that the engine start-stop is right on the steering. So by just any sake, it gets jammed, adu work avadai kanya. Obviously, nammalakku endha nokka whether you have an old school key system in this car, like any other car. Where edu vandiyil nokkiyal oru key system undam, where you can insert the key and switch on the engine. But here you do have that, okay? You do have it here. It's got a nice key logo on it. So when you open it is when it's a surprise. You have a backup engine switch on button. This is one feature I've seen only in this car, and it's really nice. It's a very cool feature. So that's about with the steering wheel. There's a lot more to experience in passenger seat. That's something which is new, because generally you get to experience, only the driver gets to experience all the feeling, all these modes and everything, but there's a lot waiting in the passenger seat. So I'll take you through the passenger seat as well. ഞാനിപ്പോൾ പാസഞ്ചർ സീറ്റിലാണ് ഇരിക്കുന്നത്, and seriously speaking, it has such a nice leg space and so comfortable. And being on passenger seat also, you have so many added features in this car, and that's a very unique point in this particular car. So sitting out here, you have a very small screen right in front of me, showing me every details of what's there on this main screen and what's happening with the driver. Basically, if you can see, I had previously told about the modes that you can change. Either mode manacha maatam pettum, wet, comfort, sport. So when I change it from here as a driver, njan ividunnu maatumbo real time aayittu it changes out here. So the passenger knows that which mode like which particular mode you're driving in, even the passenger is aware, and all the other details are specified out here. And I find this feature really awesome. I mean, it's a real-time feature. It changes out here, and it's so cool. I mean, you have to actually sit out here and experience it. It's really nice. Apart from it, you've got all the other details on it. You want to change the music, you want to change everything. All the features are shown in the small strip of screen which is there right in front of you. So if I have to get into the air condition of this car, it's really cool. You first to start with the design. The design itself is so beautiful. If you see these air conditioned vents, I feel like I'm in a spaceship, with all these, you can just rotate it, and it's really beautiful. And apart from that, you have an extra air condition flap which is there in between this two. You have like 3 here, and in between you have an extra air condition flap which opens up according to the speed that you regulate, and that's really cool. And another best cool feature, when you sit in your car and you operate and you feel like hot, and it always happens whenever we sit inside, and your shirt out here behind, everything gets sweaty. It gets sweaty, especially in this part of the world. So you have this option where you can air condition. The AC has air conditioning quality in it. Like, you get this air as per how much ever you can manage, and you get this nice cooling air right underneath. Like, I can actually feel it. I can feel the wind blowing, and you feel so cool and nice. And I feel that this is like a really cool feature in this, and you don't have to go for some meetings with a sweaty back. The stand leather gives a very unique and very supreme feel to this whole car. As we all know that these are very high quality leather with hand stitching. Like, all these stitches are hand stitched, and it is customized as per whatever you want. But the very unique feature I find in Ferrari is it's got a very nice elegance in whichever styling it's done. For example, you have a nice cup holder out here, and it's so well concealed that you don't even know that it's a cup holder right in front here. And then you have a small you have the window, the window systems from here, control systems from here, and you have a very cute opening for just keeping the key. So they've just made a segment just to keep a key. So this shows that how thoughtful and how elegant, and it looks very elegant. It doesn't look like very overpowering or loud. And the central console. Now the central console, I have now used many central consoles, but I've never seen this kind of a system, this kind of an opening system. You have a magnet out here. Usually it is like push pull, and or else like you just have to like take it off, pull it up. But this is so elegantly done. They have a nice magnet out here and ample amount of space, and it's pretty elegant. It's very nice to see. And the whole feel of the seating is like perfect. It's so nice. It's like a bucket seat, and you feel very comfortable. And if I have to get into the other details, like they've got another feature where you have all the seat covers on the headrest. You have the Ferrari logo embroidered. Now that is very strong branding. Like, you have branding everywhere. You have like Ferrari out here, Ferrari on the steering, everything is got, and this is very unique. You have a nice embroidery of Ferrari on all the headrest, and that makes it look really beautiful. Now I'm sitting in the back seat of the Ferrari Lusso GTC4. So it's a hatch, as I told, this is a hatchback model. So the first thing that comes into everybody's mind is, will you have the leg space sitting in the back seat? So for me, I'm relatively tall, in sense like I need a lot of leg space. So I feel that I have a good considerable amount of leg space and comfort sitting at the back seat, which you usually don't get in a sports car or a hatchback car. And the seats are designed in a cockpit kind of a model. Like, you feel very comfortable sitting. You've got a central console here as well, where you can keep your mobile or anything you want, and then you have a cup holder as well here. So even back here you have enough space for room for almost everything, and it is pretty comfortable sitting out here. And then you have even air condition, everything. You have like everything sitting in the back seat, which is a very rare thing to find in a hatchback. You usually don't find this much kind of a space or this kind of a, you know, comfortable room for like everything. You have a reading lamp, air conditioner, cup holder, central console, like you name it, you have it all sitting in the back seat as well. So this makes it a much more lifestyle car which you can use on a daily basis, and you can travel comfortably sitting out here. So finally we come to the most highlighting feature of this model, Ferrari GTC4Lusso. It's known for its hatchback. This is something which is very rare in any, actually you don't have it in any other Ferrari models, where you have a lot of room for keeping your luggage and everything. So this makes it more a lifestyle car with a sports experience. To start with, the Ferrari's quad circular lighting. This is a signature feature in almost all their models. This adds to the whole beauty of the car. And then the exhausts. These are the ones, even if you go on a 30 speed, gives you that complete mesmerizing roar which the drivers love to, they literally crave for that kind of, you know, roar. അപ്പോൾ ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ Ferrari GTC4Lussoന്റെ വിശേഷങ്ങളാണ് അറിഞ്ഞത്. So let's all meet next week with yet another exciting luxury car on Crazy Wheels. This is Pratibha signing off.